and all the stuff to take down their freaking Calamity Bearers and their Quake Bringers and all their stuff. I think that might just be game. That's 3-4 damage total now, right? Oh, 5 damage. I forgot about the Ranger class. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby, baby. Whew. Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle. Thanks for stopping by to check out my video here on Arena Hacks. I love just building decks in Magic the Gathering, in this game. All kinds of decks, from budget-friendly to non-budget to competitive, combo, whatever, control, aggro, all of it. So also what I like to do is help new players get started with their arena collection and collecting their digital cards, all on a budget, all for cheap, because I'm a pretty frugal person. So if you're into any of that, please hit that subscribe button down in the bottom corner, right where I am right now. And yeah, if at any point you like the video, hit the thumbs, just hit it right now, just hit the thumbs up anyways, whatever. Growing Hunger, this is one of the precon decks, and this is what I'm going to be doing today. This is kind of my budget-friendly upgrade to it. There's a lot of rares in it. There's like 12, or what did I count, 12 rares, I think. 2 mythics? No, that was the other one. Oh, no, that was a different deck that had all the rares. This was a different count. Never mind. But we still have a lot because I like to take all those precon decks, and I don't just necessarily look for rares. I do look at all the cards that are in them, and it gives me ideas. So when I'm looking at Growing Hunger and how to improve Growing Hunger, I look at all the decks, the other decks, Lifeline, there's that red-green one, whatever it's called, and I go, what green cards would go good in this deck? I do the same, anything that has black in, I go, what black cards would go good in this deck? And then I just adjust the numbers of the cards that are already in the pre-constructed decks, because they're not that bad to begin with. And here we go. Here's my version of Growing Hunger. So again, all these rares and everything in here, new players will have when they complete the color challenges, when they complete that extra challenge you get in the beginner stages, and you get those free decks and everything, they will get all these cards. The rest of us who may not have all these rares, we will be getting them closer to when rotation happens. We will be getting copies of all those pre-constructed decks that they are giving to new players now. And we will be awarded any copies of cards that we don't already have. If we have 3 copies of a card and one of the decks have 2 copies in it, like let's say this guy, I'm not sure how many comes in the original Growing Hunger, but I have 2 in this one, then they won't give us any extra. If we have 3 of these guys and there's only 2 copies in the deck, we won't get a 4th copy. You'll just, because you already have them, right? But any of the rares is what we really look for and everything. If you don't have a Rangers class or Pack Leader, we will get copies of those come rotation when they do give us copies of all these pre-constructed decks that they have. That's the way it worked last year, so for anybody who's not familiar with that, that's probably the way it's going to be working this year as well. So yeah, here's a deck. It's completely beginner friendly, good starter deck, decently powerful because we got a good amount of removal, but we'll get into that in the breakdown right now. I increased the amount of Snakeskin Veils. I think it did have some in here in the original version, and I just increased the number of them. They're common cards, so they're easy to acquire the wild cards and craft them and get these cards. And for 1 mana, 1/1 counter at instant speed is good enough on its own. The fact that your creature gets hexproof until end of turn is just icing on the cake. Extra protection, really awesome. Ochre Jelly is really annoying for your opponent, especially if you can play this guy as at least a 4/4, because it'll come back as a 2/2, and then it'll come back again as a 1/1. So if you can get a 4/4 on this guy, get this guy up to a 4/4 before he dies, he's really freaking annoying for your opponent. And even if it comes back as a 2/2, if you can get an extra counter on him, and it becomes a 3/3, it'll still come back as a 1/1 as it would if it came back as a 2/2. Or if it died as a 2/2, it would come back as a 1/1. And half that many counters on it. Oh, rounded down, never mind. A 3/3 won't come back as... Oh, rounded down, yeah, a 3/3 would come back as a 1/1. Yeah, never mind. But anyways, yeah, so it's really annoying. And it's good to just have a little creature out that has counters on early game. Deathknell Berserker. This guy's a little cooler than he looks. He doesn't really do much, but a 2 mana 2/2 is not bad value. Like 2 mana and you get a 2/2 creature out of it. He's not bad. The thing you want to do is you want to find some way with big play. Great instant speed. trick your opponent, maybe kill a creature they have, they block thinking they'll be fine, and you give a +3/+3 and reach. Yes, and it gains reach. So if you know your opponent has flying that they can attack in safely with, maybe your +3/+3 is more than what you need to give to your creature to kill their flying creature, but that reach is what you need to give to your creature, and that's where this comes in play. So it's actually a lot more handy than it looks because of that reach. Makes it very versatile, but +3/+3 for 2 mana is a great boost until end of turn, and one of those is a counter, so it just stays there. That +1/+1 stays there permanently, which gives this guy a 3 power or greater. So when he dies, he basically duplicates himself. You get a zombie berserker instead of an elf berserker, right? So he basically just comes back from the grave if you're able to make him at least 3 power or higher. So that's where he synergizes, because we do have a lot of ways to get counters on, like big play for one. No Priest of Oblivion. This one I took from a different deck. I found it, can't remember which of the precons it came in, but it's just really great. Having that extra lifelink, if we get this early game, Menace lifelink can give us that extra bit of life advantage. So we can take some big hits from our opponents and still be like, whatever, we don't need to block it. It's fine, no biggie, because we gained all that life early game. Late game, we just bring a creature back out of our graveyard. Oh, our ochre jelly that you killed 3 times and it's finally dead? Yeah, we'll just bring that back. Oh no, wait, it's X though. Does it come back with a counter? No, that would come back as a 0. Never mind, that's a bad idea, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bring that back, it'll be a 0/0, it'll just die right away. Don't do that, terrible idea. Dauntless Survivor, I don't think this guy was in the original version of Growing Hunger. I don't know why. He puts a +1/+1 counter when he enters the battlefield, so for 2 mana you get a counter on something at sorcerer speed, and you get a 1/1 creature out of the deal. And you can put the counter on the 1/1 creature, being a 2 mana 2/2 instead. Like, we're just really handy in this deck. We can put our counters on this guy so that when he dies, he comes back from the grave one more time. Just gets really annoying when you have these guys running around for your opponent. Really annoying for your opponent. Ranger class, it's good beatdown. I think this one did come in this deck. I think it did. Really great to get that to level 2. You get a creature when you play it, so it's a 2 mana 2/2 creature. Plus, when you level 2 it, it's a real good beatdown. You're attacking and getting bigger creature. Your creatures are getting bigger as you're attacking. Werewolf Pack Leader is another great one. Card draw when you get the Pack Tactics trigger. Can't remember what deck I took it from. This one from. It's not from the original Growing Hunger. But yeah, Pack Tactics, get some card draw, card advantage. You can pump it up for 4 mana, make it a 5/3. Very easy to get the Pack Tactics then, especially if you have only one +1/+1 counter on this guy. Now this trigger, the Pack Tactics card draw from Pack Leader, only triggers when you declare attack, and same with Ranger class. So you can't count on the 1/1 counter from Ranger class to put to put your Pack Leader up to that 6/4 when you use its own ability. You can't count on that because it'll happen a little bit too late, and you actually won't get the card draw out of it. But you'll still have a 6/4 trample creature that you're attacking with, which will be pretty cool. Moss Pit Skeleton, it's a great reoccurring. I only have 2 of them because it's actually rather annoying to put this guy on top of your library because you're kind of screwing with your card draw then. You're not getting new cards, you're just using your draw step to get something that was killed and was put into your graveyard. So I don't like the way Moss Pit comes back from the graveyard, but in a deck like this where we're throwing +1/+1 counters around, it can be very easy to put this guy back on top, and then we can draw into him and play him again and be extra annoying for our opponent. Annoying. A lot of the low end is annoying. Annoying. Let's annoy him with coming back here, annoy him with coming back here, annoy him with coming back here, right? All this stuff. Extra card draw, beat down stuff here, Ranger class, all the good stuff. Soul Shatter, good removal, premium removal, gets through almost anything. It replaces basically the 4th copy of Poison the Cup, which you could go a full set of Soul Shatters. Poison the Cup is great to cast for 2 mana, and you get to target a creature that you destroy. Soul Shatter is great because, I guess I didn't explain it, because you're forcing your opponent to sacrifice. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether it has hexproof, indestructible, or even protection from black, because you're targeting your opponent, not the creature. Your opponent is the one sacrificing their creature, so it doesn't matter what the creature has, it just dies. So this we have a little bit more control, whereas we target the creature, whereas Soul Shatter it's whatever the highest mana cost is, so we have a little less control over our targets that way. This way we target stuff, so it's targeted removal. We can cheap it up by foretelling first, which I so much love doing. not just to make it a cheaper, like 2 mana spell, but to get that scry. Scrying 2 is really awesome, especially when you're killing a creature in the same moment you're scrying. It's just really sweet. It helps you stack your deck. Really good when you're able to foretell it. Make sure you always have mana open, do other stuff. Hold off foretelling it until you're just at that point, right? Oran-Rief Ooze, this deck could definitely use more of them, just because they're just brutal. More of these and Ranger classes together would be just brutal. You're putting counters when it enters the battlefield, much like the Dauntless Survivor. And when it attacks whenever the Ooze attacks, you put a counter on each creature attacking that already has a +1/+1 counter on it. So if you get one on this guy, he'll pump himself up. And then you've got the Ranger class putting counters on your attackers. And then if you, I think this guy triggers after automatically, but if you just go into the gameplay rules and turn off the auto triggers, you can make sure that the Ooze is triggering last. That way you're using the Ranger class to put counters on attacking creatures that don't already have counters on them. And then after that resolves, then your Ooze's ability resolves, and now you have more creatures that have counters on them. So all of a sudden you get that, they all just get pumped up. Like Reef Ooze, if your opponent can't kill him right away, ends up getting out of control, especially when you combo it with Ranger class. We do have, getting into more removal in here, Baleful Mastery. Sweet, sweet card, great thing, just targeted exile, so it gets through, what does it get through? Indestructible. And it's exile, so they can't bring it back out of the graveyard. If it has something that it has an effect from the graveyard, it doesn't get that effect because it's not in the graveyard, it's exiled. Gelatinous Cube, same thing, more great removal. We're exiling stuff with this. We can put it in their graveyard with the dissolve ability. Really handy to do that. We can get through indestructible because we are initially exiling it, not destroying it, and then we are moving it to their graveyard, still not destroying it, so you can actually get around indestructible with that. And it's just a 4-mana 4/3 creature is really awesome when you have removal, exile removal attached to it. Toski is great card draw, indestructible, uncounterable. Pretty much every green deck that I modify from the precons always has, because Toski is, I don't even remember which one of the decks he comes in. Since he comes in, and I'm putting him in every time I modify a deck that has green in it. Toski's going in it. Toski's going in it. Like, he's just uncounterable, indestructible. He attacks every turn if able and has a 1/1. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal for your opponent to block it. It's not a big deal to us because he's indestructible. It's really when you want to get those other creatures in that are going to get the damage in, and that's when the card draw gets just brutal. Especially when you get Trample with Master Symmetrist. Anytime you have a creature that attacks, if its power is equal to its toughness, it gets trampled to end of the turn. And this guy is a 4-mana 4/4 with reach. So 4-mana 4/4, decent, not like good value, but fair value. Now you tack reach on top of that 4-mana 4/4 with reach. Now we're getting pretty good. Now we're talking good value. And now you get this other ability to give your other creatures trample. And if you look back in this deck, power equal to toughness, one card, not one creature, power not equal to toughness, power equal to toughness, power equal to toughness, not creature, power equal to toughness, creates the power equal to toughness, creates a creature power equal to toughness, power equal to toughness, power equal to toughness, and Null Priest, one other creature. So we got Null Priest of Oblivion, and what was the other one? Gelatinous Cube. The only two, I forgot to go over these ones, but they all have power equal to toughness. So they all get trample except Gelatinous Cube and Null Priest of Oblivion do not get trample from the Master Symmetrist. Everybody else does. Moving on from that, we have even more removal. This is what I mean, removal, removal, removal. We love our removal in this deck because it helps us just get our stuff through, which our big stuff down here, and get it through, get it going. This is also ramp too. Second phase, you get to put a forest into the play tapped. It can be any forest, so we often tutor up these because they do count as forests. And they get us black mana as well. So, and they come into play tapped, and this is bringing it into play tapped. So we might as well get this out of our deck so we draw into untapped lands instead, and then just can play them out and use them for mana right away. So yep, and great. That removal up there, non-land permanent. I think I shot down a pacifism with this once. I don't know if it's in the video, but I know I did it. Because like they had no other permanents. I had this pacifism locking down a really good creature of buying. So I'm like, you know what? Binding of the Old Gods will destroy that pacifism. I can attack with my creature now, and I get a forest next turn. Value, value, value. Coming up on the last few cards, I think they're all rares and this one mythic here. Drana, the last Bloodchief, she's great. I don't think we have anything legendary in here other than her and maybe one other. I don't even know if there's any other legendaries. Here, Grakmaw, right? Nothing else is legendary. Toski, Grakmaw, and Drana, right? And the reason why is because whenever she attacks, the opponent, your defending player, chooses a non-legendary. That's why I was looking at legendary, non-legendary creature card from your graveyard, and you return that card to the battlefield with additional +1/+1 counter on it, and the creature becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. So that's a really sick ability. And yeah, most of what we're going to end up having in our graveyard is going to be non-legendary anyways. So we're just, hey opponent, pick one of our creatures in our graveyard and give it back to us, right? And every time we get to attack, we get to do that. Westgate Regent just spirals out of control. I'm sure you've seen this guy in one of my other videos. So he does 4 damage initially if the opponent can't block him. If you get trample on him, then whatever tramples through. And we can do that with that Master Symmetrist, right? And then he gets whatever damage he does to the opponent, he gets that many +1/+1 counters on himself, so he spirals out of control real quickly. Froghemoth, kind of the same way. He has to exile creatures out of your opponent's graveyard to get +1/+1 counters, and he does that. He can exile as many cards as he does damage to your opponent. You gain 1 life for each non-creature exiled, and you get a +1/+1 counter for each creature exiled. Again, only the amount of damage he does is that's how much you get to exile from their graveyard. So if all 4 damage gets through, he already has trample too, so you don't even need the Master Symmetrist for Froghemoth. You just attack through right away in the turn you play him, and if you get 4 damage through, you exile 4 cards, and you do things. Yeah, the game life, the things, the counters. And then this is, I didn't even touch the lands. This is just what the default Growing Hungerer precon comes with it. And I think that's a pretty thorough overview of the deck. So let's get to some gameplay and see how awesome it is. Being on the play is not bad. I don't like the double tap lands, but meh. 1 on our first turn. We have no first turn play anyways. So second turn we can go straight to Ranger class and get a little wolf token out there. If push comes to shove, we can play this tapped, push up our class to level 2. And then get a 3/3 wolf when we attack in with it. And they would get a learn out of it. I'm not sure when's a good opportunity to A, get this to level 2, and B, get this tap land out. So we might as well do it that way. You'll probably block, because then they get a learn. Let's see what they get. Card draw. Scry, was it 2? Scry 2, draw 1. Okay, so our Ranger class is level 2, which is good. Especially with Grakmaw, because he leaves down a copy that's equal to his power and toughness. Not really a copy, just a same creature type, except minus the horror. I guess they didn't like what they saw there in that Scry. Man, would have been, we had really cool stuff. I wanted to see cool stuff happen. We go first again, not bad. 4th turn removal. Some mucking around with stuff in our first few turns. Yeah, we'll play this guy out and he'll become a 2/2. Now we got some cheaper removal here, especially if we get it foretold, which I don't see why not. And we're getting for some damage. We have Snakeskin Veil held up if we want to use it on our Dauntless Survivor. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Doesn't look like we will right now. I do like we have Poison the Cup foretold there. I don't like how we didn't get a land though. That is brutal. Absolutely friggin' brutal. Oh, scusi. 2 more damage. Let's get a Moss Pit out there. Unkicked. Keep the little dorks out here doing some work. So our opponent's got that now. We can put that inside the cube. What do they do? Draw a card and gain a life. Put this guy inside the cube too. No, right, we need mana. Doesn't even matter what color either. And these will get more ramp too, but we're 1 away from them. Alright, let's just attack in. Instant speed poison the cup on this guy. They can block with Kalane if they want. There's our mana we've been looking for. I say we hold Snakeskin Veil, use it for protection on the cube. Cube can be with 4 damage. Cube can be pretty freaking awesome. Did we keep the other card too? Yeah, Snakeskin Veil. Right, get some damage in there. We're still at 20, they're at 11. I'm liking that. I wish this was green, to be honest, to get Symmetrist out. Let's throw that way off the side. We'll get more green with Binding, which I'm actually probably going to play Binding as soon as possible. Rather than Cube, I'd like to get Cube out, but we go Binding first just because it can start, like on our next turn, we're going to start getting more forests and stuff like that. Ooh, we might not draw into our Snakeskin Veil then. No, we will. We'll get our Snakeskin Veil right before we search for a forest and shuffle. Yeah, right, that's true. They seem to be a little hurting for mana as well as us. They have the added versatility of being able to go 3 red. And we're kind of bottlenecked on green, but that's where these guys, and now that we finally get our 4th one, these guys are going to start fixing our green. Yeah, they're digging, so they're looking for stuff. 2 mana now. 3 including the treasure. So they actually should be able to do something, whether they do or not. Okay, they go for it. Another Kalane. Another treasure. So now they have 2 treasures to do something, and they'll get 2 counters on the thing. Because of Kalane. Alright, well, Kalane's going to die now. Because we need to get more lands, so we absolutely need to play our Binding of the Old Gods finally. They have something instant speed with the treasures? I don't know. Maybe? Some kind of hexproof, indestructible maybe? That'd make them a good blocker. Okay, no, they're just card draw. Okay, stacking for some card draw. We're still getting into 4. Their life total is really dwindling away, which is excellent. Wow. Don't destroy it. Like, the main reason we rushed it out. That's actually hard to say for some reason. Yeah, we need more green. We need more green. And it gets us a forest. Gets it tapped. So we'll still only have 1 green unless we draw into one, which we won't because we know it's a snakeskin. Holy Kalanes. I feel like I had a similar deck and I had the same problem. Deadly Disputes, and then I don't even know if it was Kalanes. It was like one Kalane, maybe 2, and then just all the shambling ghasts and stuff like that, and all my sacrifice creatures. And I'm like, where's all my dragons and all my good stuff? Card draw. Kalane, treasures, more card draw, little creatures, mana, card draw. Where's my good stuff? Yeah, it comes into play tap, so we'll go this one just because it does have the versatility of doing black. We should probably hit their big 5/5. I'd rather not put it in the cube because we have to pay its mana cost to get rid of it at some point, so I'd rather go for something cheap. Which means I guess we just hit their big guy and then go all in again. And they could double block potentially, or they could block 1 and then -1 it, which it looks like they're probably going to do. As I say, they should go for the Survivor, Dauntless Survivor. And then the -1 comes in. Right on schedule. Or does he go for the treasure? Yeah, there it is. Oh boy, they still got a lot of stuff in their hand. which really sucks. We're gonna get another forest next turn. Well, it's gonna be one of these guys here. The more we pull out with our Binding of the Old Gods too, the less we draw into. Since they're tapped lands, we'd rather draw into untapped lands and play those. Like that. Our boy gets Death Touch too. So it's not terrible. We could throw the Ghast in the cube, and then they wouldn't get the trigger from it. We could also use Snakeskin Veil to give this guy an extra counter. Yeah, let's put Kalane in the cube. And we'll hold up Snakeskin Veil, so we'll attack in, and if they go to block with the Ghast, or if they go to use the -1/-1, we'll wait for them to block. If we wait for them to use -1/-1, then we use the Snakeskin Veil to give a counter. It also, they won't even be able to target it with the -1/-1. That's hilarious because of hexproof, right? So then we're just going to go in with our skeleton. And hopefully they go for the -1/-1. They're taking the block. Let's let everything happen. Let the Ghast die. Oh. That is not very good at all. We might have to use both of our snakeskins. We could do it though. Yeah. That sucks. I really didn't want to use both of them. And now they can't -1 because it's already got the hexproof, so they can just do a treasure or do nothing to our cube. So Symmetrist. This guy's 2 plus 1 black, so we need a black plus 2. And then, so we'll have, that's 3. We have exactly enough to dissolve this and play our Symmetrist. I like. And everybody's getting Death Touch next turn. Unfortunately, ooh, oh no. Oh, they're gonna have removal, aren't they, you buggers? Because if they hit the cube, they get their Kalane back, which gets them a blocker. Damn it. They've got it too. They get another treasure. They're gonna get that guy now. They revealed the dragon and they didn't even need to. It's kind of a show off. 3 damage would kill the cube just fine. I had no mana tapped for any or untapped for any tricks. So we can give our boy trample with this. This is going to be tapped out, so he's likely going to attack with it. And that'll get a lot of damage through on them. And then we might just be able to outnumber them. Hopefully we get more removal. No. That Death Touch is going to be kind of nice too. Yeah, we'll still have mana, green mana for the Snakeskin Veil. Go in, you get trample. No blocks. I hope they can't kill us next turn. 13 health should be enough. They got 7 going through. I don't know what other creatures. They're probably going to get blockers, which is going to suck, but we do have the trample. Ugh, down to the wire. Good game, good game. What are you doing? Yeah, we need that guy to survive. Oh, he's a bit bigger now too. That's very nice, especially when he gives himself trample. And if they need some other trick. What do they have? Because we have to try. They block 1, our trample damage kills them with the Kalane blocker. Yeah. And yeah! Whoa! I thought they had something, some kind of trick. Oh man, to give Kalane first strike maybe again. Whew. Squeaker in there. It might be worth it if we go this early. Second turn. We won't be able to hold up Snakeskin Veil for it, though. I'm going to try it. It's a really weird hand. Oh. Excuse me, I got this, like, gas bubble or something. It's like a burp, but the burp's not coming out. I hate that. Anyways, yeah. I forgot to pay attention to whether or not I was playing first or not. Because that does make a pretty big difference with this kind of hand I just kept. If we were going first, that would make it a lot better. I have a bad feeling that... No, I think we were going first. Shoot, I can't remember. Now that it's gone, I'm like, oh, what was it? I don't remember anymore. Son of a... Okie dokie. So opponent's got a very iffy hand or is not at their computer. We do go first, which is sweet. So when we... Well, they'll get to untap and play a second land to get 2. Alright, so there's a land from opponent. I wish we had drawn into some other 2-drop, but let's go for the jelly. Hopefully, we'll get to put a counter on or something. So we won't go with the Ooze next turn. I'd like to, but I'd like to also keep holding up green mana for as long as I can for protection. Also a +1/+1 counter. Okay, so they're digging. What's their other color? They on the other side here? Blue. So they're... Yeah, those colors. That's amazing that we got that land. We can go Binding of the Old Gods if we need to now. I'd like to go Ooze, but I'd like to keep the jelly. Let's put it on the jelly. No, let's put it on the Ooze. I know, we'll just hit for 1 with the jelly. Hopefully the jelly will survive and we can build it up. They might even shoot down the Ooze here too. Ooze is really good. These 2 together, it's kind of why I kept the opening hand, because I'm like, these guys together are like, ooh. They're still digging. What have they been throwing away? Ooh, blah. You can't talk right now. Blah. They've been throwing away pretty good stuff too. Oh, I want to play this, but I also want to hold up mana. I don't want to do nothing either. Oh, that's gross. Well, let's try it. It's sketchy, but... That's... Yeah, Ooze. Wow. Thank you, Ooze. And their power toughness is all equal, so the Symmetrist will continue to go. They don't have enough snows for the Faceless Haven. That's pretty good. Gives us a target for something. Aw, man. When do we want to foretell that? I say we go Bindings because I want to get another land out. We go Binding and then we just smash them. I might even just gain even. Because Ooze is going to pump these 2 up again. Everybody's going to get... Trample doesn't matter. Not quite. 1 off. I didn't actually do the math. I was just like, that looks like it might be close. And there's another one of those guys, and it really doesn't look like it's going to matter. Oh, I didn't even get to attack. 3 for 3. Null Priest on 2nd turn, 3rd turn, Survivor. Hopefully we get a land before our 4th turn and Binding on our 4th. Gain some life maybe with some Menace lifelink. I think it's a good start. Good starting hand. I don't know what it is with me today. I just cannot talk. That's all, folks. No, yeah, I should save that for the end. Like, literally do that at the end. What you got? Green, blue. Damn, my bad circulation in my hands. Mostly my fingers. My fingers are so freaking cold right now. That is very interesting. Let's go double black first because we got a bunch of double black stuff. Pump that guy up, get some damage in, get some life gain. And then next turn we can either binding or cube. I think we're going to go binding, obviously to dig for the land, get that land going. So we're guaranteed 5 mana then our turn. Not the turn we get the land, the turn after that because it comes into play tapped. Then we'll have a minimum of 5 if we draw, and that's if we draw no lands at all from this point out. Okay, they can double block now, Null Priest. I'm not sure if how great a trade that would be for them. But we can also shoot something down. Target non-land permanent. So we can only hit their Prosperous Innkeepers with this. This is non-ooze creature. This is a fractal. So, okay. Can't hit the land with this, can hit the land with this. Can hit all of it with this. I really want to foretell that though, to get that scry. Let's go this for the lands. Hit down one of those innkeepers. We'll attack all in. If they want to trade their second innkeeper for our survivor for our Dauntless Survivor, that's fine. I really want to get rid of their innkeepers so they don't gain life anymore. We're mitigating whatever damage they do to us with our own life gain. So that's pretty cool. And if we keep coming up with removal, and we keep their creature numbers low and their blockers low, then we can keep getting around with Menace too. So I don't know next turn if we go cube. We could dissolve that creature, that fractal creature they have. That technically costs 0 mana. So it would only cost us 1 black, right, with this cost here. X would be 0. So it would cost us 1 black to dissolve that island there. Pests will give them... No, you know what? We should go for the Innkeeper just because the Innkeeper is like gaining them life. The Innkeeper is like friggin' good. So we should try to hit that Innkeeper with the cube. Just gives us another creature, which I'm okay with. They can still double block though to our Null Priest here. Yeah, I say we do it. I say we go for the Innkeeper. We can attack with Null Priest. We're not going to do another. We have not enough mana for anything, so we'll play that out tapped. Because they can double block with their pest. But we'll still go in with this. Because I don't mind trading that guy with one of their pests. It reduces their blockers, so that's what we want. Oh, my sign is so itchy right now. So next turn we can foretell Poison the Cup. Still have 2 mana to cast it. And with the swamp we have in our hand, when we play that out, we can still dissolve the Innkeeper, the Prosperous Innkeeper. They're going to dig for more creatures. And here they go. So we seem to sort of... Oh my god, that's bad. That is super duper bad. I think we might need a bit of a different plan here. Foretell that. We have to use it on their coma before they're able to sacrifice a thing to make it indestructible. So this will cost 2. We have to save 2 mana. This will cost 3. And we currently have 5. So I say we go in with these 2 guys. They're probably going to kill our Null Priest. And if they do, we can play Dauntless Survivor. and put a counter on the cube. Hopefully they don't have removal. Let's go that way. Kind of aggressive. Hold up Poison the Cup for their Coma before they get a Serpent token. So they are going to go double block there, which I figured. And we kind of need to let that fly. I was thinking Dauntless Survivor on her to pump up the cube, but I'm changing my mind on that. Hold this up for Coma, so we have to let them cast Coma, and we can't let, what is it? Each upkeep, so we can't let another upkeep come around. The next upkeep would be our own, so during their end step or whatever, we need to hit their Coma, or we can just hit it right now. Big play. 2 of them. Not 2 of them. 1 of them's okay. And we'll dissolve this. Why not? Just use our mana now. I'm going to change it. Put this on here. Attacking with both. Still have a lot of health because we were able to shoot down that Coma really quick. And they didn't really get to attack us, or they haven't really been able to put any pressure on us much at all. We're going to hold back that big play because they gained a lot of life. They were low, but now they're right back up there. So we can use the big play defensively with our remaining blocker, depending on what and if they attack. This game's intense. Or my hands are just cold and I'm just trying to warm up. It's not like it's cold. I'm not cold either. It's just my fingers are cold for some, like I have bad circulation in my hands. Mostly just my fingers. The palms of my hands are warm. My fingers are cold. It's weird. So what are they doing? Learning right now. Okay, yeah, because they bounced this guy. Pretty good one for us to bounce. That's not very good. We need to get their health down, so we need them to not get blockers. We need them to stop doing this stuff. This does give +3/+3, so... Oh, dang. We might go Dauntless Survivor. Put it on here, and we'll keep attacking with the cube, because we got to keep pressuring their life total. And if they go big blockers, we can go big play. I still have stupid freaking that thing, mascots coming up. Ugh. Have to block with not everything. Do I use big play, or do I save that to block with one of these guys and just use Snakeskin Veil? So right now that's 3/4 damage. We can save it with Snakeskin. I doubt they'll attack, but I really want to save this for blocking with one of these guys if we need to. I wish they didn't get a draw there. Yeah, I really wish they didn't get a draw there. That's a lot of mana for that. 7? 7, yeah. We only have 7. We can put it in the cube, but we can't dissolve it until we get one more land and untap them all. And then we need all of them. Well, that sucks. We don't get a blocker. And they just totally, yeah, obviously they top deck it because all they had that was that last turn. Get rid of their big summoner here. Lifelong summoner. Get Ooze out, and let's put a counter on itself. Yes. Now either one of these can block that land, and I don't think anything else has haste. If they bounce our cube or whatever, that's super shitty. That's not too good either. We got to attack in, hope they block minimal to kill, like, just use the minimal amount of damage they can to kill our stuff, to try to kill our stuff, and then we can big play save something. We can definitely play all of these in our hand. They have 4 blockers, 10 health. We're at 27 health still. Can't complain about. There's that land. I thought we needed a mana for something. I'm pretty sure it's past that. Oh yeah, we can dissolve their Cyclone Summoner right now. But I think we stick with our more aggressive strategy because we have such a health point lead. And now we have a lead in our hand. They're empty in their hand. So I say we get play this out, get a counter on the cube. Play this out, put a counter on Reef. And then when they both tack, this will become a 4-4, this will be a 6-5. And then everybody needs at least 2 blockers to be killed, and then we big play something. We might have to big play cube, which would really suck. Yeah, let's put this on the Ooze. And be super duper aggressive. Can't believe I'm doing this. These are really good creatures that we're risking here. But this is also lethal. They have to block at least 1. I didn't even realize that. And we've got chump blockers over here too. So they're going for a kill on the Ooze. Or the cube, which I think is an Ooze. Is there anything? They're both going to die with the 5 damage, so that actually doesn't matter. This is 6 damage, and they're both going to die, so that actually doesn't matter either. Now, I really want to keep Ooze alive. It sucks that Ooze is going to die. That really does suck. So we're going to big play our cube, because we can't let them get their summoner back. We have chump blockers. They have their land creature. Oh, you gotta be kidding me with the freaking Epiphany. Now what? Field trip into... What are you getting out of your sideboard? Don't you do it. Has at least 4 more cards in hand than you. Has more cards than draw 2 cards. I don't have. So they drew no cards from that. That is, I'm gonna have to go read that. Yay, we won. That was a little bit. It was a good game right up till the end there. I think, yeah, some kind of critical mistake here. Teachings of the Archaics. If an opponent has more cards in hand than you, we do not have more cards in hand than them. When they cast this, it was their only card in hand, so yeah, that means when it was on the stack, they had 0 cards in hand. And even before that, they had 1 more card in hand. Either way, we were equal or less than them than ours. So if an opponent has more cards in hand, we did not have more cards in hand than them. There's no way we did. Equal or less. Then they draw 2 cards. Draw 3 cards if opponent has at least 4 or more cards. We didn't have more at all, so the spell does absolutely nothing then. Oops. Big mistake. No. Why? Why don't you give me this hand first? Oh my god, I don't want to put anything away. You son of a... I don't want to put anything away. Big play. Yeah, big play. Son. Don't know. So what do I do first? Oblivion, Feud here, or Class? Let's go Class. We get a creature no matter which one of those 3 we do. And now we got Dauntless on the queue. Did I just rhyme? We could also just level up Class and tack in that way. That's a pretty good play there, to be perfectly honest. I want to do all of it. We can play this, and if they attack with, we can put the counter. Let's put it on the Survivor itself. And if they attack with Groth, then we double block. We still don't have class to level 2 yet, which sucks. It's so hard to prioritize that mana sometimes. Okay, they coming in with Groth? They are coming in with Groth. Do they have a 1 mana thing to do something at instant speed? No. Okay then. Mana is absolutely fantastic. Let's prioritize right now doing that. And then we'll do this guy now. Odds are they won't be able to kill him, so we'll be able to attack in and get a counter, and then when he dies, we can get his, whatever that zombie token he makes. That guy. Ugh! Stop it! With all your good stuff. Big play's pretty good for us. Let's attack in. We get a pump up, and we can big play, depending on what they do. We should maybe get Null Priest out. Looks like they're Crew and Chariot. Good for them. And they're going for the block. Here it comes. And we big play. That's an extra +3/+3 until end of turn. And permanent +1/+1 counter. And yeah. And let's just get her out unkicked. She got the Manus and the lifelink and all the fun stuff. So do they attack in now? I kind of hope they do, because then our Menace gets around them easier. And then we can gain some life back, blah, blah, blah. Put some counters on her when she attacks. Our Ranger class can pump her up. Good stuff. Attack with your kitties. And your Caryatid too. Attack with everything you... Dang it! Dang it! Why don't they listen to me? You have to block with a lot of stuff to kill this guy. So get in there. We can instant speed this guy. I'd like to foretell it so that we can get that. Okay. They lose one of their pretty good creatures. So we're going to foretell this just so we can get the scry out of it, really. So we have to wait now till their turn to cast it. Because when you foretell a card, you can't cast it the same turn you foretold it. But now it's their turn, so we can. I don't know what I want to kill. Let's see what they do. I'd rather not kill that, because they're going to get ramp and other stuff from it. Let's see where they put the counters. They're distributing them out pretty evenly. Good for them. That really friggin' sucks for us. So now we get rid of one of these guys. Ochre Jelly's not terrible right now. Could be very annoying for them. How about land? Yeah, let's keep them both pretty much in that order. No blocks. Take the 4. They can't block our Null Priest of Oblivion, because it has the Menace. Yeah, I say we play this down then. Put the counter on there. Let's start gaining life. Attack in here. Can't be blocked. Gain that 4 life back. Boom. We got a nice blocker over here who creates a token if he dies. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. And they're gonna push it to level 2. Yeah, alright, alright. I'll give a nice to that. Oh, damn it. That's also very nice. Where do you keep getting these cards? How do you still have a... right, they drew some cards here. They drew like 3 cards too, because they had 3 creatures that were big enough. Sure. We gotta start doing something to their stuff. We do get a creature token out of it. It's gonna be weak in comparison, but we can build it up with tricks and stuff and whatever. They have enough blockers now for this guy. Could lose a lot of stuff that way too. I'd really like to get more removal, to be honest. This guy would be a what, a 4/4? Chump blockers here. I don't like it. They got too much stuff over us. We got nothing now. We're out. Like, we're out. We got nothing left. We need more removal or something. It's just not good enough. They can even just, yeah, it doesn't even matter who they double block with. Alright, well, let's just play this out as big as we can. All we can really do. Do we throw Null Priest at them, or do we, what do we do? Or do we throw this? Well, they can still, they got the 4/4 here. Throw, no, we can't. Can't attack yet. No attacks. And they're definitely gonna pump up their wolf there and tack in with it and all kinds of crazy, ridiculous stuff. So it's gonna be like a 5/3, then it's gonna be like a 6/4. You're gonna do all kinds of awesome stuff like that. So you got all the mana. So what is it? Half of its counters? So it had 4 counters. It's a what? A 2/2 or something? Wait, what happened? Token, that's a copy. Next end step, token ends up about half the many count, so it's a 2/2. This thing's indestructible right now. For the time. They do have a lot of stuff we need to get rid of though. But we just lose all our stuff if we try to get rid of all of their stuff. We have to... I think I'm just going to block here to mitigate some damage. I have no idea what's in their hand. If they can create the troll, it comes into play tapped. They can create it, turn this into a 6/6, this land. So yeah, we pretty much can't attack in. Because they still have this land they can block with. It has too much stuff. They put that level 4. We get that back. Did we push that up? No, we didn't. We can get some trample in there. So that... This guy can be a 2/2 now, because you get 2 mana here, you need 1 green plus X, so that's just a 2/2. This guy I'll put up to a 3/3. They can double block him still. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just give her. Gain some life with the Null Priest. Ooze will pump up Null Priest and the other, and the Ochre Jelly. Alright, Ranger class will hit Ooze. Ooze's trigger comes after Ranger class, that's good. Ooze will get a counter, and then Ooze will give itself another counter, because then its trigger goes. There it is. Yeah. And everybody's got trample because of the Symmetrist. Ooh, that's a dirty hit. And they can only do a 2/2 with this. If they create the troll, it comes into play tapped. So we're gaining 5 life, back up to 18. Ooh, they can probably do 18 damage though next turn. If they put all their mana into this land, they could probably kill us next turn anyways. They can get 1 blocker in there. How's it a 4/4? They can only put 2 mana into it. How is that a... Wait, no. What? They had this untapped forest, which can do 2. 1 other forest. And you got to pay a green and X. So the 1 other forest, but how is that a 4/4? An XX. How did it become a 4/4? Yeah, he only had these 2 lands. This one creates 2 green. Hello? I was just cheated right there. Totally cheated. What the F was that? You don't get a 4/4, you got a 2/2. It's not double X, it's just X. And they could only play 2 for X. Somebody check the video, see how many lands they had untapped there, because that is kind of a complete and utter ripoff. Total ripoff. Yes, it is. I think we're going to win anyways, because we got trample and they only got 7 health. I've been completely not even paying attention to their turn, because I'm like focused on the ripoff. And now they, well, no, they can make a huge blocker, but is it going to be enough? Probably is going to be enough, isn't it? We go in with everybody. Before we say yes to that, though, just to make sure our triggers go in the right order. This first, this last, that's fine with me. It worked out that way last time, so it was all good. Put one on here. Ooze will pump everybody else up, I guess. It's probably not going to be enough, though. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it will, because they can only, what, block 1. No, they can block 2. But it only blocks 1 damage here, because everybody's got trample. This can be a million, so this will block everything, or whatever, because this guy can apparently make this whatever number he wants with whatever mana he wants, so apparently that's how this works now. But yeah, so he can absorb all of, the most he can do is 6 here. There's still, what, 5, 6, 7, no, he can still survive for 1 more turn, and then we're totally dead, yeah. Unless he blocks that one, yes, block that one, yes, block that one. Damn it. 6/6, yeah, that seems right. And look at how much mana did he have untapped there. Yeah, you had to put a lot of mana to make that a 6/6. It took you nothing to make a 4/4. Let's push this up because we don't have anything else to do. Nice what we got coming up next, but we won't survive. 8, 11, exactly. Yeah. Not really a good game when you're a friggin' cheater. We should have at least 1 extra creature on the battlefield, because they shouldn't have gotten a kill that turn. They shouldn't have had a 4/4. Somebody please check that video. That was such a ripoff. Okay. Man, this sucks. Yeah. We don't even, yeah, we can't even play anything. I guess we get rid of the ooze, or the cube, because it's the highest mana cost. So even though last game was did feel like a total ripoff, because that 1 extra creature definitely could have made the difference. Could have gotten us that extra attacker when we were 1 point shy of killing them. Could have been a lot of things different that way. But that being said, we're doing pretty good this video. That was the 5th game and the first loss, I think, so can't complain too much about that. Kind of thought they might have a shock or something here in this game. Yeah, frostbite. At this point for them it's the same as a shock because they don't have the snow mana to make it more powerful. Let's get a creature out. Oh man. Nostril's so itchy for some reason. I don't know why. It's really bugging me. Anywho. They foretold 2 things now. I don't like the looks of that. We can push this up, attack in, make that a 3/3. So now that it dies, we get our thing. Foretell that, so we get our scry now when we do get around to playing it. No protection on our guy, but if he dies, we get our token anyway. So we tack right in. He's a 4/4. What does he do? Take the block? Big play? Are we a big player? No, this will just be a trade then. Let's go big play. Big play will allow him to survive. We've got Poison the Cup, so they can play a something. and then we can kill it right before we even take our upkeep. And then we get to scry. Oh, that's not nice. This ability triggers on the battlefield, or if Quakebeard is on the battlefield, or Quakebeard is in your graveyard, and you control a giant. When is it? Beginning of your upkeep. So let's wait a little longer. Okay, let's go now. Hit that. We need to... I really want to play this out first, but we need to hold up our removal for this guy, because holy jeez. But I do like Dauntless Survivor, so we're going to keep him. We could also push Ranger class up a level. We won't be able to Baleful Mastery. If they play a giant, this is what their upkeep. We can push it. I think we have the time and the mana now to push it. It doesn't show us anything because we already knew what was there. We do have Snakeskin Veil as a form of protection for our Berserker, who's getting huge now. So we do want him to survive. So yeah, they're down to 2 mana. They do have this Calamity Bear, so these damages are going to get doubled to 4 each. That's 8 damage a turn if they can keep a giant on the field. Lucky for us, they won't keep a giant on the field. No, we need to save mana for our Baleful Mastery. And I don't want to give them card draw either. So we just go in. Odds are they'll take it. Let them block if they do want to block. We just can't let them keep a giant on the field with 2 of their Quakebringers in the graveyard. Yeah, we got to hit that giant every turn we can. Too bad this doesn't give trample. So that gets damage in. Yeah, we can't wait. We have to do it now. Because if they take their upkeep, they do damage with those guys. So we get rid of this guy now. He gets exiled. It would have been nice to exile the Quakebringers instead of the Calamity. Ooh, they might have hexproof. They counter it. That's dirty. That's really shitty. We only have 1 Baleful Mastery, though. They can still look at literally everything, everywhere. So they're going to shuffle our library now. We saw that big play coming up, but now it'll be something else. We'll get to see it still, because that's just part of the effect of Ranger class being at level 3. I rarely do that with Ranger class. I rarely get it to level 3. But we had the extra mana. We have a thing coming up. We're going to take a lot of damage on their turn, though. Yeah, we'll save this. So that's going to be 8 damage there. They're going to do 6 damage here. And they're probably going to get another giant out that we probably won't be able to kill because we just... Having all the removal is apparently not enough removal. This, a Baleful Mastery. They blocked one and we killed it. So we did a combat trick to kill one of their guys. We did Baleful Mastery to kill one of their guys. So what do we want to bet? They have more counter spells and or some kind of protection thing. Oh, that sucks. Now they have 2 of them. So I have to kill both of them. There's almost certainly no way to do that. That's a land. I think there's been 1, maybe 2 other times when I've gotten this up to level 4. And so far, 100% of all those moments, I have never seen a creature that I was able to play off the top of my library. Not once, not a single creature. It's always land and non-creatures. Come on, game. Seriously now. When are you going to stop with that stuff? Oh yeah, there's really nothing at all we can do. Dauntless. Make this guy huge so 6 damage doesn't really hurt him. They have to block it. They absolutely have to block it. Or they die. There that there that goes. Does it get doubled twice? I was like, that guy was 8. This gets doubled to 6. I guess it gets doubled twice. We still have to kill this guy before their upkeep, or else their Quakebringers do 8 damage to us. And now they get nothing. So those Quakebringers from the graveyard would have killed us. They would have done 8 damage each. 2 doubled to 4, 4 doubled to 2. That's with both Calamity Bearers on field. Yeah. Alright, we get to play some... That's the first time I get to do it! I'm so excited. Should we kick it? How much? 3 to kick? Oh yeah, we're going to kick the crap out of it. And it's a land anyway, so we don't have another creature to play. They can counter that. You going to counter that? You should counter that. I can't believe we were able to take... We got the removal and all the stuff to take down their freaking Calamity Bearers and their Quakebringers and all their stuff. I think that might just be game. That's 3-4 damage total now, right? Oh, 5 damage. I forgot about the Ranger class. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby, baby. Whew. All right. So that was the gameplay. I think the deck did pretty friggin' well today. I loved how it worked out. A lot of the times we did get the removal when we needed it. Some games we definitely needed a lot because our opponent was throwing the win cons at us like crazy, like that freaking, what was it, that giant deck. Those Quakebringers from the graveyard. We had to make sure that they didn't get to keep any giants on the battlefield or they were doing damage. And then they get those Calamity Bearers, which amplified the damage, doubled it, doubled down twice. Like, oh my god, we had to get them out, and we did get our removal. So that's what I mean. That's what this deck is like. We've got most of the black spells are a removal, and the green is, I guess, how we build up for a beatdown. Ranger class, Pack Leader, +1 counters, Reef Ooze, Grakmaw, all those creatures are great for a beatdown. The Master Symmetrist helps as well with the trample. So yeah, and then we just have all that black removal. Just get in there. Just smash them. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It worked out great today. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Yeah, there's some stats here. Oh, there we go. Looking at the stats. I did play other games and then I deleted all the data. It was kind of more of a 50-50 in the play queue when I first started out. And I'm like, you know what, the deck is... I think I was just getting really... I had a bad streak. It was bad luck. I think it was even worse than a 50-50 win rate. But I knew, I'm like, yeah, we have the removal. Like, I kept looking over the deck, like, why am I not getting the cards I want? But, so I wanted to start over fresh, and this was the first 5 games starting over fresh. So, 5 games? No, 6 games, yeah. Whew, 6 games, yeah. Just scroll up here, it says right there. So, yeah, that was pretty good there. That's what you got to see in the video today. And, yeah, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you think of the deck. Let me know if there's anything you might change. And just let me know how you're doing today. Is everything good? Is your life good? I hope you all have a great day. See you at the next video. Cheers.